What's up, everyone? Welcome back to After the Storm, and welcome back to the NHL 2005 Dynasty Mode Series. We are on to episode number 49. We're facing off against the Columbus Blue Jackets in this episode. But first, something was brought up by a commenter. I believe his name Will Phoenix, or at least the username, brought up like if I was going to take a look at some of the player stats around the league at around the 40 game mark. Now we are at the 49 game mark. I did mean to do this kind of intermittently, like at a quarter way of the season, so like 20, 40, 60, and 80, of course, towards the end of the season. I meant to actually, review some of the stats for the players around the league. So we're going to go ahead and do that before we get into this one today. So now, unfortunately, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode that the game doesn't have like a, here's the entire league and here's who's leading. NHL 2005 was very strange now that I look back on it. But let's go ahead and just start. We're going to go to Anaheim, and we'll just go from there. So Fedorov is having a year. He might be the league leader, but Kovalchuk was, the last time I checked, I think the league leader. But Fedorov, 70 points in 49 games. He's having himself a year, to say the least. Man, that's a lot of points. I'm not even sure Anaheim's in the playoffs at this point. So taking a look around the league, though, it drops off pretty heavily. So yeah, it looks like they are getting carried by Fedorov. All right, now you guys can actually hear the audio from the game. So yeah, it looks like it's Fedorov, Sikora, Prospol as kind of their top line, carrying a lot of what's going on so far. How is... Can't remember what I have as the Z button anymore. There it is. Click in. All right. So let's take a look at their goaltenders. Again, I hazard doing this. Wow, they have not. They've basically played Jaguar, nobody else. Jamie McLennan has 2 games played on this season. Oh man, that's wild. Jaguar, 267 goals against, 20 wins, 877. We're not really going to pay attention to the. We're just going to look at goals against and the wins here when we take a look at some of the goalies. But yeah, that's wild. Maybe we'll hold off on doing goaltenders until the end. Let's move on. There you go. Ilya Kovalchuk, 77 points in Atlanta, 34 goals, 43 assists. Savard and Heatley, obviously his teammates, they are doing pretty friggin' well. Even Ronald Petrovicki here is having a good season. So, man, yeah, Atlanta doesn't drop off as hard as Anaheim, but of course when you get down here, on to Boston, and a player that always does sims incredibly well in this game is Glenn Murray. I don't know what it is about this guy, but this guy usually, I can recall like when I played this game as a kid, when it was brand new, sometimes Glenn Murray would end up with like 200 points. I don't know exactly what's different here. Maybe it's because we're playing, but yeah, Glenn Murray, 62 points. Mike Knuble. Joe Thornton, surprisingly, only 41 and 49 here. A young Patrice Bergeron here, 34 and 49. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bruins are bad right now. So, yeah, it drops off pretty heavily here. On to Buffalo, Miroslav Shatan, 50 and 49. I'm not sure if Buffalo's having a great year or not. Their scoring looks to be pretty spread out, like fairly evenly. My boy Danny Briere. JP Dumont. Yeah, it looks like they spread their scoring out pretty evenly throughout their entire lineup. So I think Buffalo's pretty good this year. I feel like they're around the top of the league. Calgary, of course, led by Iggy, Jerome McGinley, 37 goals, 65 points in 50 games so far. Calgary's struggling though. They're not having a good time. So it really looks like it's just Iginla and nobody else, which is a surprise because they have Kiprusoff. They should be a much better team. I'm about 90% sure they're not doing very well. Or maybe I'm mistaking them with Edmonton. And Calgary is doing decent. I can't remember. We'll take a look at the standings after this anyways. Carolina not doing well. Verbata leading them. They've made some trades this season. A young Eric Stahl here. Wow, that is a young Eric Stahl. Verbata, yeah, drops off quite a bit. I would assume a lot of their issues revolve around goaltending at this time. Chicago, not very good either. Jeff O'Neill is here. He must have been acquired via trade, but I would assume he's probably dealt from Carolina. 55 points in 53 games. Daze doing pretty well. Actually, their scoring is pretty good. It must be their goaltending that is just doing them in, because I don't think they're very good at this point. On to ourselves. Sakic, 46 points. Hayduk, 44. Bure has scored, I want to say less than 10 points since he came over from the Rangers. Yager, very much the same, hasn't put up a ton, but our scoring is mostly spread out. Tchaikovsky hasn't really done that much. Tanguay, who's injured now, only 12 points on the year. We got a lot of players who haven't really played games for us. So Bob Hugner played 19 and had 0 points. All right, on to the next. Rick Nash, 40 goals in 50 games, 67 points. He's up there around the league leaders. Verborny, Marchand, Jeff Sanderson. They're doing okay. I think they're actually, we're about to play them, so we'll see where they are sitting in the standings when we do our game preview here in a bit. Dallas Stars, Bill Guerin, 44. I think we just played Dallas in a recent episode, so we knew that Bill Guerin was scoring this much. Dallas, one of the worst teams in the league at this point, though. Modano down here, 21 points in 27 games. Doesn't look like he's played much. He's been injured. Yeah, they're not having a good year at all. Detroit, again, I mean, they're Detroit. They're going to have a good season regardless. Brett Hall, 61 points in 50 games. Brendan Shanahan, 59. A young pal. Whoa, wait, hold on a minute. Datsuk was 26 here? This is hurting my brain. Datsuk was 26? That means he was 31 in 2010. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was really young at this point. Lidstrom having a good year. Zetterberg, 24. This was also Detroit, didn't bring people in until they were 25 at this time anyways, so. Carlos Strashtins, who we traded there. Yeah, their scoring is really spread around the lineup, which is good for them. On to Edmonton, Mike York leading. Dvorak again. Edmonton not doing well this season at all. Florida, Ollie Jokinen, 52 points in 50 games. Florida, another team where I don't think they're doing overly well in the standings. Not a whole lot of star power at this time either. LA, not doing well, I don't believe. Palfy, Deadmarch, they do have a bit of a stack lineup. Randomly having Daniel Sedin here is hilarious. Still can't believe that trade happened. But their scoring is pretty spread out the lineup, but it just looks like they don't really have any goaltending. Minnesota, the best team in the NHL right now. Ryan Smith acquired from the Edmonton Oilers. Marian Gaborik having a season at 22. Rod Brendamore there from Carolina. Bill McCall here at Bouchard. I think they're really just getting a lot of goaltending on top of some decent forwards. So, yeah, that's why they're leading the league right now. A lot of offense in Montreal. Alex Kovalev, of course, 27-37 for 64 points. Montreal is one of the top teams in the league right now. David Abisher has gone over and been an excellent addition for them, just like Jose Theodore has been for us. Lots of offense. Probably are getting really good goaltending as a result, too. Even Connor Walchuk putting up points. Crazy. Nashville, one of those mid-pack teams. They're not scoring a ton, but they're probably getting some decent goaltending out of Thomas Vilcoon. They've made a couple trades this season, but their scoring is pretty even throughout the lineup. On to the Devils, Elias, their only point-per-game player or above. At this time, the Devils were still kind of playing dead puck, We are in the lockout year, but even just before that, they were playing a lot of dead puck hockey. I mean, this is like 2 offensive players and all defense and Martin Brodeur. So, yeah, the Devils could get away with it at this time. Islanders, I don't think they're doing well at all. Alexei Yashin here, point per game player. Oleg Kavasha, Jason Blake, but probably being done in quite a bit by their own goaltending. On to the Rangers, who at this time were spending way too much money on their roster. Bobby Holik, pretty good. Mark Messier is 43 years old at this stage. Jan Hlavich actually having a pretty good season. Paul Correa, who we traded there earlier on in the year for Yager and Bure, is kind of just chilling. I don't think the Rangers are doing very well at this point. Scoring drops off considerably for the Rangers here. But, yeah. On to the Sens. Daniel Offertson playing pretty well. Williams obviously acquired there. Marian Hossa, Spezza Ruchin. Man, there's a lot of trades that happened in this... there's a lot of trades that happened in this season that that kind of flew under the radar. Philadelphia Flyers, a lot of scoring on their top end. I'm not sure how well they're doing, though. I think they're kind of like a 500 team. We played them a few episodes ago. That was the one where we had all the injuries. We took out one of their... I believe we took out Hanzus. They took out Sakic, Tonge. I can't remember who. But otherwise, kind of a steady team, 500. Phoenix having a surprisingly good offensive year. Ladislav Nagy and Shane Doan leading the way. Mike Comrie up there as well. Not sure where Phoenix is. I think they're like a fringe playoff team right now. Yeah, I don't really think there's much going on for Phoenix at this time. Pittsburgh, Morozov, Jackman, Mario Lemieux probably should be playing a lot better, but is not. He's been injured a little bit, but, you know, Pittsburgh's just bad at this time. San Jose, Patrick Marleau leading the way. I'm not sure how well the Sharks are doing. We've played them a few times. They're like a tough matchup, but they're offensively not a heavy team to play against. I think it's Nabokov carrying the load there. St. Louis, Dimitra having a good season. A lot of defense in St. Louis, so I'm not exactly sure. It feels like we haven't played St. Louis in a while. Actually, did we play them recently? I don't recall playing them recently, so not exactly sure where they are in the standings, but looks like maybe they're getting some fortunate goaltending, or this doesn't help either. Like, look at St. Louis dealing Keith Tkachuk to the Tampa Bay Lightning here, 66 points on the season for Tkachuk. St. Louis here. I'm noticing a lot. Oh, he's still here. He's just been injured a lot. I was going to say I'm noticing a lack of Vincent Lecavalier. But this team is stacked. The reigning Cup champions are looking to repeat. I wonder where they are in the standings. We'll see that here in a bit. But yeah, this is a stacked team heading into what could be a defense of the championship. Toronto, Nolan and Sundin. Roberts even having a great season. Looks like Toronto's having a decent year. Not exactly sure. I think we played them in a recent episode as well, so I'm not exactly sure where they're sitting in the Eastern Conference, but they look like they should be a pretty decent team. Vancouver, Naslund having himself a year. Morrison, Jovanovski. Bertuzzi's been injured. That's probably a big reason why Vancouver hasn't been really doing well in this season. I think they're way out of the playoffs at this point. And last but not least, Washington not doing well. This is right before Ovechkin's going to come over and change the fortunes of the franchise, but at this point they were just a bad hockey team. So we already took a look at Jaguar for the goalies, but we're going to take a look at him again. 267 goals against. He's played nearly every game for Anaheim. Nurminen, 20 wins. Atlanta doing pretty well this season. Herme adding in 4 wins additionally. Andrew Raycroft having a bad year. And he's about to get traded to Toronto for Tuukka Rask, so good for him. Potvin, yeah, not a good year in Boston. On the other hand, a pretty solid year for Martin Biron here in Buffalo. 276 goals against, 26 wins on the year. Kiprusoff, 26 wins. Calgary definitely is doing well. That was the one I was confused about there. But they're doing pretty well, and Kiprusoff is really helping them out. He almost has a 900 save percentage, and nobody around the league has that. Kevin Weeks keeping them kind of around 500 for the season in Carolina. Jocelyn Tebow not having a great year, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. On our side, Theodore, a 215 goals against, a 885 save percentage. We're not really paying attention to save percentages. A good split of the games here for both goaltenders, 36-13. The goals against and the wins is really what matters. I think Cujo, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if Cujo has actually lost a game for us since coming over in the trade from Detroit, but I could be mistaken on that one. Theodore, though, 25 wins in 36 games is excellent. Columbus, I think, yeah, probably around 500 is an even mark for them. Mark Denis, not a very good goaltender. Actually, you know what? We just played Columbus and we lost to them. Now I'm remembering. That was to end our 11-game winning streak. We lost against a team we thought we should definitely beat, but this is our revenge game against them coming up. Turco having a terrible year in Dallas, a 3.29 goals against. That is awful. 852 save percentage. In Detroit, they have Tommy Salo as a backup, which is crazy. Manny Legacy, though, 24 wins in 43 appearances, 2.6 goals against, and a pretty decent save percentage around the league. A lot of splitting of the goaltenders here in Edmonton, Markkanen, but it doesn't really work for them. 16 wins on the season, 27 losses by the looks of it. Yeah, they got a lot of goalies here. In Florida, not having a great season, but statistically looks like he's kind of doing fine, is Roberto Luongo. Probably just doesn't have that offensive help in front of him. A 500 team in LA, Roman Cechmanek taking on the workload, 2.77 goals against, 22 wins in 46 games. Not bad, but yeah, probably want a bit better. Minnesota, Dwayne Rolison, 2.32 goals against, 46 games played. Manny Fernandez has barely had to come in. Rolly, the goalie, is the man here in Minnesota, backstopping them to, honestly, he might have the best save percentage in the NHL at this point. David Abisher, 2.47 goals against, is pretty good. 20 wins in 41 appearances. Not doing bad in Montreal, that's for sure. Thomas Vokoun, I think maybe Nashville's just under that 500 mark, but yeah, 2.83 and having lost 22 isn't bad at all. Looks like just not a whole lot of offensive help here for Thomas Vokoun, who's having a pretty decent season. Martin Brodeur, 21 wins on the year, 2.8 goals against is pretty good. Honan has taken the workload in behind him as much as Marty wants to even give it up. Only 8 games played, 8.87 goals against. Rick DiPietro, probably not, he almost had a 3 goals against average. Not really doing much. 19 wins. The Islanders are probably very 500 at this time. So this is one thing I actually did that was in the game. I think I did this before I started the mode, was I brought Henrik Lundqvist over because this is technically the year where he did come over. So Lundqvist not having a great year. He almost has a 3 goals against, but he's 22 years old. And 19 wins. But that's not horrible for... I don't even know how good Lundqvist is. Oh, he's an 87. Never mind. Jesus. Game gave him, like, way too good of a rating right off the hop. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy there. On to Ottawa, Dominic Hasek, backstopping the Sens to a... I mean, he might have the best save percentage in the NHL right there. 22 wins in 44 games. Obviously, Ottawa would want to be better. At this time, they were excellent. An excellent team. So, they probably want to be a bit better. Philly, not doing great. 500. Robert Esch sucks. 3.12 goals against is terrible. 861 save percentage. Yikes. On to Phoenix. Brian Boucher probably having a way better year than the Coyotes deserve. In Pittsburgh, Marc-Andre Fleury not having a good year. I mean, Pittsburgh just sucks at this point. But his rookie year, 20 years old. Getting lit up. But, I mean, whatever. And then over to San Jose, Evgeny Nabokov, 44 wins on the season, or 44 games played, 18 wins again. San Jose just not really producing offensively all that much. They don't have Thornton yet. That's probably a big issue for them. But yeah, San Jose not doing great. So this is an interesting one. I didn't realize Nikolai Khabibulin had been traded from Tampa here. So Khabibulin has played 42 games on the season, 3.1 goals against, not having a great season. Now splitting time with Patrick Lalime, who has had a pretty decent year. But for St. Louis, I would assume this is the, like, Keith Tkachuk, Nikolai Khabibulin was the trade that happened. So that's a strange one there. And this is kind of the reason here is John Graham now becomes your starting goaltender. Oh, he is an 86. That's not bad. It's not bad. It looks like he's taken over the workload kind of fine, too. Let's scroll back to Tampa. I hate how that goes back. But Graham has played 15 games probably since Khabibulin got traded. 11 wins, 891 save percentage isn't bad. 2.4 goals against, it's pretty good too. Feels like Tampa could probably outscore most of their problems at this point as well. On to the Leafs, Ed Belfour, not having a great not having a great season. Nearly a 3 goals against. 20 wins though in 44 games isn't horrible. Keeping the Leafs kind of relatively in the playoff mix. Vancouver, Kluche having a pretty decent year, 2.8 goals against, 45 games, not a horrible save percentage. And last, Olaf Kolzig, 10 wins in 44 games is terrible, 303 goals against, and then his replacement has come in, Maxime Ouellet, and been absolutely dreadful too. So, yeah, that's our look around the league at the player stats. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team standings. So yeah, looking over the entire league, Minnesota is still first, Montreal, Buffalo, Calgary up here, Detroit, Colorado, St. Louis, Tampa up here as well. Take a look at the Western Conference as we see this 8th spot that is being fought for a little bit here. There's a little race here between from 11th to 7th here, but the first 6 spots in the league look like they're pretty clinched up at this point. LA, man, LA's 3rd, and they're barely a playoff team. Yeah, lots of teams starting to look like they're dropping out. I mean, Dallas looks like they're out. Edmonton, Nashville, Chicago look like they're starting to drop out here. So, and then over to the Eastern Conference, Montreal, New Jersey, Tampa, Buffalo. Again, there's a bit of a dogfight here for, I'd say, from the Rangers up to probably Ottawa here is movable. Actually, I should throw Atlanta into that mix as well. But Buffalo and Montreal definitely competing for the top spot in the conference at this point. But otherwise, Buffalo's probably going to get a pretty easy first-round matchup. But yeah, guys, that is our look around the league at some player stats. I believe we had Kovalchuk as the league leader in points. I think he had 77, so he's looking like he's on his way to an easy Art Ross trophy win this season. I think Fedorov's the only guy who can catch him anyways, so let's go ahead and preview our matchup here against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So looking at Columbus, they're sitting 21st in the NHL. We just saw that, conference 11th, so they're fighting for that playoff spot. This is a bit of a revenge game for our squad because I should move myself to the center. There we go. That's better. So, yeah, 21st, 11th, 3rd in the division. This is a bit of a revenge game for us, you know, for the reason that they ended our 11-game win streak a couple episodes ago. So we want to get ourselves back in the win column here and get back on track against a team we should definitely beat. And take a look at the goaltenders. Jose Theodore against Mark Denis. I think Denis had a pretty solid game against us in the last time we played Columbus. Theodore, I'm not sure was in the net for that one. He could have been, though. Actually, I think he was, considering we gave Cujo the game against Detroit. So, yeah, this will be another interesting matchup, but a game we definitely want to come out and win. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the preview portion and the look around the league at the standings and the stats. We are going to get into our matchup here against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus, Ohio, the site. We're here at Nationwide Arena. Rick Nash and the Columbus Blue Jackets take on one of the hottest teams in hockey, the Colorado Avalanche. National anthem is next, and then we will drop the puck. Set to go here in Columbus. The team that ended this Avalanche winning streak at 11 a few games back looks to take down the Avalanche once again. Nash in early with a shot, stopped. Forsberg plays it across. Forsberg finding Yager up the wing, shot on, stopped. Nash there, gets a shot away. Theodore fights it off. Moves the puck out to Hayduk. Here's Hayduk, spinning off. Looks for Forsberg. The pass was in his feet. He couldn't do anything with it. Here's Yager now, ripping a shot from the point. Maybe looking for a redirect there, but Denis gets it. It's an early on hit by Rob Blake. It's been his game all season. He continues to make it a point each and every game he's out on the ice. Second line out for the Avalanche. Lindros on the faceoff. There it is. It's a win. Shot by Bure. That one was blocked on the way through. Sanderson starts back out with it. Here's Trevor Letowski. Shot on. Gloved by Theodore. Pass up. Finds Eriksson. Letowski. Shot there. Patted away. Lyles. Pass up. Solani had drifted off. Solani there. Bumped in the neutral zone. Finding Bure. Bure there. Shot on. Another chance there, and Denis got both of them, and he will hold the puck and get a draw. As we take a look at the lines for Columbus in this one. Forsberg back on the draw. Back on the draw here. Forsberg's going to win that one. Marchand, however, wins it out. There's Vaborny taking a hit from Blake, but he got the shot away. And a good stop there by Theodore. Nash turning around with the puck. Nash to Vaborny. Vaborny stops up. Dropped by Surrey there as the physicality's picking up here. Here's Forsberg back in. Forsberg hooked. Hayduk gets the shot away, and Forsberg got a tap on the rebound. But Denis is there to hold it. Colorado lines in this one tonight. No changes for head coach Joe Quenneville, liking where his team has been. Not much maneuverability since the injuries to Sakic, Tanguay have been so key. Here's Hendrickson. Back in the other way. Hendrickson stops up, looks for an outlet. He's going to turn, fire, and low pad, and Denis met him with that one. Back in front, though. Hall trying to get a chance. Tchaikovsky. It's Jackman on his back. It's Hendrickson. Shot on, wrist shot. It's there, stopped by Denis. Donovan turning it back. Here's Martinek. It's third pair of the Avalanche, and Martinek will just lift that one to Denis. Finds the young Russian phenom Nikolai Zherdev. Donovan. Pass up. There's Tchaikovsky streaking in. Shot. Went low pad again, and Denis continues to make the saves. Zherdev. Passing back in front, but it's going to be recovered by the Avs and brought back the other way. Here's Forsberg. Forsberg maneuvering. Shot. There. Big blocker save by Denis. Nash. Turns it over to Yager. Here's Hayduk back the other way. Makes a move. Turns and fires. Can't get the shot through. It's blocked. And Klesla's going to retrieve it and bring it back here for the Blue Jackets as the end of the first is near. With Nash, Viborny, back to Nash. Chance there, but turned away by Theodore. Yager takes a big hit there. Final seconds here, Nash in, doesn't get the shot away. And that will do it for the first. A scoreless affair here, both goaltenders making some key saves early on. Second period right around the corner. Avalanche with the advantage in that first period, 9-4 the shots, but the score remains 0-0. Letowski winning the draw to open up the period against Lindros. And shot there as Theodore makes his 5th save of the night. Here's Bure back in. Pavel Bure trying to get a shot away. He's bumped on the way through. Can't do that. LeChance gets the puck back. Here's Letowski. Bumped as he worked his way in. Lindros passing the puck back up. Works in there. Poked away by Lindros. And Lyles will play it rather to the other side of the ice. Letowski back, the speedy winger. Sanderson. Right turns and fires. Sanderson tries a stuff play, can't make it work. Here's Solani back the other way at the end of a shift. Solani throws one on. It's played out. Letowski. There's Lindros. He's playing defense for most of this shift. Finds Hayduk, and now Viborny will bring it back. Viborny in. Tried a spin move. Couldn't make it work. Here's Lindros. Lindros bumped off by Kless. Lindros there. Wrapped chance. Tried to get it 5-hole on Denis and couldn't make it work. Wright not happy with the call. 12-12 to go here in the second. An even game so far. Hall turns and fires. It's blocked. Voninen, Sherdev put his way out of the zone, but caught back with the puck. Here's Johnson. Johnson in, shot. Glove stopped by Theodore. Plays it out. Walzer. It's turned over. Tchaikovsky tried to make a move. He lost the puck. Back in front to Sherdev. And Theodore makes that save. Goaltenders have been the story so far as we're midway point of this game. Here's Tchaikovsky. Shot on. Went short side again on Denis. Maybe some tape being found. There's Hendrickson back in front. And Denis there to make the save. Ossi Voninen, a physical presence, having a very underratedly good year in Colorado. Here's Forsberg. Marchand off the draw. Nash bumped. Marchand back in front. He gets it through. Todd Marchand, the captain, with the goal. So the Blue Jackets strike first, and a team that has seemingly had a number of this Avalanche squad continues to flex their muscle. And for Columbus trying to make the playoffs here, that is a key game to try and win here, is get those points against those top teams. Make sure you're winning those games against the bottom teams as well. They might slip into an 8th spot here for a franchise that has yet to make the playoffs. Might be the first year for them. Here's Blake returning it in his zone. Final minutes here of the second. Hayduk, the other side, shot on Denis, and Denis continues to rob this Avalanche squad. Not the season mark Denis envisioned, but man, has he had the number of this Avalanche team. The tape clearly stating that they want to go glove side on Denis is yet to work tonight. There's a shot on the other side. Bure, great pad save by Denis, and he holds. Glenville discussing with his assistants, maybe some line changes coming up. Here's Foote and receives the pass, and it comes out of the zone And offside, Todd Marchand, the captain, has a goal here tonight. 44 points on the season. Having an excellent year. Lindros winning that draw. Lyles stepping up. Just trying to find something. Here's Lindros. Back in, Lindros bumped by Klesla. Rusty Klesla is going to get that puck, and here's Marchand in again. Shot stopped by Theodore. Russ wanted Theodore to play it. He opts to hold. Rick Nash, the youngster franchise player here in Columbus. 40 goals already on the season. Here's Forsberg on the draw. Butowski wins it. The chance. Now the Avalanche have a chance the other way. Here's Yager. Turns. Fires. There's another chance in front. Yager had it there. Couldn't get it to work. The Columbus Blue Jackets will take a 1-0 lead into the third period off a goal from Todd Marchand. 17-11 the shots in favor of the Avalanche, but 1-0 the score. Over to Hendrickson. The pass can't find him. Holdzinger. Hall throws a hit. Jackman there. Slap shot. Easily patted away by Theodore. Here comes Hall. Hall hooked off the puck. No call there. Bondin throwing that one in. Cherdev bumped off. Holdzinger finds Jackman on the other side. Hartneck. Pass by Hendrickson off the boards. Walzer finds Holdzinger. There it is. Big hit. Penalty upcoming. Cherdev with the backhander on. Hendrickson's going to get a 2-minute minor for interference on the play here. Yep, just takes him right out of the play. So the Avalanche will have to kill off a penalty here in the third in a game they are trying to get themselves back into. Hayduk and Forsberg out to kill it off. Marchand. There. Back to the point. Klesla back down low. Marchand. Back in front. Nash. Right there. 2 chances at it. Klesla's shot deflects up into the netting and out of play. Jose Theodore. 6 shutouts on the season at 2.14 goals against. One of the best among starters in the NHL. Holdzinger wins that draw. Wright's got the puck. Sanderson back to the point. Surrey has that one. Heavy slap shot by Sheldon Surrey, one of the heaviest clappers around the league. Sanderson. Shot on. Holdzinger back in front. Erickson shot scores. Brian Holdzinger. The power play goal. And Columbus a 2-0 lead in the third. Columbus continues to really take it to this Avalanche team. 15 minutes to go, lots of time. We've seen Colorado score goals quicker. Back in front, Bure shot. Lindros had a rebound there, but Denis again with a big save. Here's Foot shot, tipped in front, and Bure is going to get his 22nd of the year on a deflection from an Adam Foot shot, and we are not done here yet. Bure gets that stick out there coming from below the goal line. And on that, that's the kind of goal you need against Marc Denis, who's seeing every puck and stopping them easily. You got to get traffic in front of them. The Avalanche do there, and they get this lead cut down 2-1. Here comes Vaughn in it. Shot on, patted away. Martinek back the other way. Hendrickson down the ice. Can't win that race for the icing. So the Avalanche have got themselves back into it. An opportunity here to tie the game. Momentum swinging a little bit. Towski there. Shot on. Towski off the side of the net. Right back in front. There's Sanderson. Takes a huge hit from Blake. And now Surrey and Yager are there. But it's turned over. Eriksson got the puck. Right. Hooked off by Forsberg. No call. Here's Hayduk back the other way. Over to Yager. Shot stopped. Yager back in front. Looking at the point. It's tipped in. Jaromir Yager looks like he's the one who got it. And 2 deflection goals in quick succession. Past Marc Denis. And the Avalanche maybe have figured out the Marc Denis problem. It's 2 goals with traffic in front, screening and deflections have tied this game up here in the third. Turned over. Marchand there, stopped by Theodore and will get a whistle. Bure's 22nd of the season, coming over in that trade earlier in the season for Paul Kariya from the New York Rangers. Eriksson on the draw. Loses it. Back in front, Marchand. Columbus has dominated in the faceoff circle so far in this game. Here's Hall. Hall, shot. Blockered away by Denis. Pass up, it's turned over. Klessel there at the point. Nash is tied up before he can get a shot away, but it's turned over to Marchand. Martinek finds Cherkasky. Speedy Marouz Cherkasky, shot on. It's blocked on the way through. Nash is dumped as he tries to get through Martinek. Cherkasky entering the zone again. Pass up, trying to find Hall, can't. Turns and fires by Cherkasky there. Blake, Marchand with this shot and a save. The line changes on for the Avalanche. Cherkasky still out there. Over to Forsberg, scores! Maurice Cherkasky, an excellent individual effort, finds a nice backhand sauce to get it to Forsberg and the Avalanche in what looked like a doom of a third period early on. Power play goal from Holzinger, but they turned it around in the 15 minutes.
Colorado goal.
Now have a 3-2 lead with just over a minute to go. Here's Forsberg dumping it around. Denis playing it out. Marchand over there. Lindros couldn't get that puck. And back come the Columbus Blue Jackets. Lindros. And Voninen lifted it to the line, but no further. Holzinger a chance. Back, oh, the puck was almost behind him. 30 seconds to go. Marchand entering the zone again. Gets checked. Voninen just trying to lift it out. Voninen there. 2 chances at it. Both were blocked. Johnson's with the puck. 20 seconds to go. One last gasp for the Blue Jackets. Zherdev is knocked off the puck, and this might do it. Lindros inside, outside. Buries the empty netter. And the Avalanche crawl their way back from down 2-0 in the third. And are going to win this one in Columbus. "11 seconds to go." Gutsy performance here from the Avalanche. Gave up a couple goals. Solani there. Final seconds. Bure. Wraparound chance. Denis makes the saves. And the Avalanche take this one on the road. We're going to leave you with the 3 stars of the game. And we will catch you on the next Avalanche broadcast.
Tonight's 3rd star, Colorado number 44, Sheldon Surrey. Tonight's 2nd star for Colorado number 21, Peter Forsberg. And tonight's 1st star, Colorado number 88, Eric Lindros.
All right, so coming out of that one, that's a big win. Coming back from, down 2-0 early in the third from the Hendrickson penalty, and really just getting our way back into that. The deflection goal is big. Yeah, that's just a big victory to come back. I was just going through the injury summary, the team injury summary, and all that stuff, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks to me like, if we scroll down here, Alex Tanguay is healthy, so he can come back into the lineup. So we're going to move Hall down to the fourth line. We're going to move, and then we're just going to bring in, so we're going to scratch Brigley, and we're going to put Tanguay onto the third line. Again, Tanguay has not been, like, super great this season for us. He hasn't really done much. So I'm going to throw him down there, and hopefully maybe he can do a little bit of, just start building some confidence back to make this a lot better. 'Cause, yeah, he just hasn't had a great season so far. It's always good to get a player back into your lineup who's been out for a while. So Tanguay's been out for quite a while at this point. I think he was the Flyers game where he was injured. So he's been out for a little bit yet, but let's go ahead and preview the matchup here against the New York Rangers in our next episode. All right, so taking a look at this matchup, the Rangers, of course, not having a great season here. 53 points, they're 18th in the NHL, but they are on the cusp of that playoff spot. We have made 2 trades with the Rangers this season, so there's a bit of history here for the next episode. So we, of course, made the trade early on in the season. Paul Korean, I believe, is a first-round pick. Went to the Rangers in exchange for Pavel Bure and Jaromir Jagr. We then made the other trade to get Eric Lindros from the Avalanche as well, or from the Rangers as well. So lots of players returning to the Rangers in this one. I think Bure played a couple seasons, Lindros a couple seasons. Trying to think of Bure. Sorry, Jagr's the other one. Jagr played a couple seasons there, so at least a couple seasons. Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure how many seasons he played before this, but nevertheless, some history here between these two teams, a matchup that's been circled on our calendars, I'm sure, for a little while here. And taking a look at the goaltenders, of course, Jose Theodore coming off the win against Columbus was fine in that game, not great, but again, we're also going to face off against Henrik Lundqvist here in New York, so that'll be fun to see. Anyways, guys, this is a longer episode, so thanks for sticking with it. If you're all the way here to the end, make sure to hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. These episodes come out Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. We are moving ourselves right along through the season here. Our next episode's number 50 on the year. It's exciting times. We are getting into the stretch drive of the season. And yeah, we're almost at February, March, April left, and then yeah, it's going to be playoffs, and it looks like we'll be there, barring some crazy, unbelievable thing to happen for our squad. We will be in the playoffs, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves just yet. So there's lots of work to do before now, or before then. So anyways, guys, that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button again if you liked today's video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and the notification bell so you can see these videos as soon as they upload. And as always, guys, I will catch you on the next one.